Welcome back to Factorio episode 11, and yeah, it's time to kill more biters, but less of a desperate approach this time, and more of a tank. With the tank, we can do a few things, one of which is transfer some of our ammo, in fact all of our ammo, for both flamethrower and piercing rounds, but because we're going to be in a forest, I wouldn't use the flamethrower. Let's not do that. I've also crafted the modular armor. I've only put a solar panel and a roboport in it for now, a personal roboport. That's not important. In fact, is that charging? Yeah, it is charging from the solar panel. So good. We can put batteries in there later. Let's get into the tank and head the right way. We're going to head out over here to the right hand side and we're going to go for these. See how well this tank does compared to biters. And it's going to be substantially better than last time when we were running around throwing grenades. We're going to encounter a forest. Well, that's okay. We're in a tank. As you can see, I've driven this before, shortly before the episode. It's no real problem. There'd been a forest in the way. We are taking damage, but only 6, 7 out of 2,000, so not really too much to be worried about, except that guy up there is one of the worms, and let's change weapon first of all and press space. Worms later in the game actually can be quite dangerous, however at this stage in the game not so much. So let's drive all the way through to the base. We're on 1900 health now. As we get closer you can see obviously they're attacking us, but we're able to do a lot more damage, and we can circle around. Some of the bigger biters are there. Those are some things we'll need to watch out for in future as the system, as the biters evolve, and they'll evolve in kind of response to what we're doing. But we can just go back round, and we can pretty much eliminate their base. The more buildings we take out, of course, the less they can actually do to spawn more biters, which means it's easier to take out the rest of the base. So you may want to concentrate on the buildings. So this patch is done. However, near this lovely new patch of coal, we also have another outpost. Let's just get rid of all them. Not that I'm going to need this outpost just yet. There we go. I think it's nearly done. Yeah. And there's another outpost further to the south, but I'll take care of that one off camera. The main thing is to watch out for this pollution cloud and take out things before your pollution cloud reaches them. You can of course turn pollution cloud off in the game options. That is an option, just fine. And oh, one more thing. While we're stopped, we can get out, pick up these repair packs, which are very cheap to make. Hover over the tank. Use some, get back in the tank, and you now got full health again, which of course I'm going to ruin by driving back through the forest. But it's okay. I've got a rough road to follow that I'm actually creating with the front of the tank, so that's pretty fine. I will of course carry on doing that, but pretty much until we get to higher tier power armor, there's not much else to show you with tanks. They're just very useful. Just I always pretty much skip the cars and just head straight to tanks. I suppose you could go to cars and then use it from that, but yeah. And this is with a few research levels, which I should turn on another research of gun. It was bullet damage and bullet shooting speed, I think. Yeah, so we've got level 3 in both. We can of course go up to bullet speed 4. But it's pretty good at the moment, to be honest. So I'm not too worried about that. A couple of the things we should probably research is worker robot speed. Let's just get that going while I head back to the base. I'm back from our biter fights. One of the first things I'm going to do is actually just extend this engine manufacturing section. One of them. This way, and we're actually going to make more engines, because this isn't enough. It's not really satisfying the need of these, so I'm going to need to make more. I don't know, maybe another 2. We'll get started with something like that, and you know, we can always play with more later. I don't need any byproducts, I don't think, so we can just copy and paste. And then I don't think I'm going to need the fast ones, but why not make a few anyway? And let's just grab a couple of the longer ones. Without the research screen taking up our screen. Where's the fast ones? There we go. And just some power. Am I out of power? Well, let's just use the small ones for now then. Which is going to have problems because I'm not going to be able to fit them in here. Let's just take you out and then you. And I'll get it going a little bit. At least a little bit faster. So what do we actually want to do? We need to start research into, I want to say advanced electronics. Yeah, we want the blue circuits and we want the high-tech science packs. They take batteries and some of the blue circuits and the speed modules and copper plate, copper cable, I should say. So that's going to take 300 blue science. So we're going to need to ramp up that until, because if you have a look, they've got more than enough mining drills. Yeah, more than enough. And they can certainly get enough advanced circuits, they just need engine units. So we can just scale this up until they get as many as they need. With that started, I'm going to need to prepare for the blue science circuits, which takes sulfuric acid and red and green. Now we have red and green right here, so we can grab both of those. Sulfuric acid we need to get from our production facility down here, so it's good that you have this somewhat near red and green, which I almost planned for. I was hoping I could actually send it this way, but if I did, I'd have to pull red backwards on the belt, and I don't like doing that. So we're just going to get the sulfuric acid out another way. Is that a header? Yes, it is a header for this. Unfortunately, that belt is right there, so I don't want the belt there. There we go. Just to give us a little bit of room, just to use underground belt, say there. And we'll just carry it across. This kind of area seems fine. And let's hook that up so that we actually have a pipeline full of sulfuric acid. Turn the corner. And then just bring it up. And I'm probably going to need a few more of these. Yeah, I'm going to need some of these underground pipe to grounds, which, as I've got pipe in my inventory, are actually really easy to get going. So that's about the last one I actually want, I think. How many blue circuits? Well, I'm just going to make, again, I'm not going to worry too much about the specifics of these in this playthrough. We can look at that in another less relaxed one. If people really want to see the numbers, I'm happy to go through them, so let me know in the comments. But I don't really bother just while I'm doing a quick sort of tutorial playthrough. And for those people that really want all kinds of different ratios like that, there is a few mods called Bob's Mods and Angel Ores, which are, to say over the top, it would just be spoiling the surprise. If you want really detail-oriented stuff, please do go try those mods. They will tie your head in a knot. So, and let's just put our batteries in here for now. They take up an awful lot of room, but I don't really mind at the moment. The other thing that we can make, or at least I don't think I need to research them first. Exoskeleton legs, have I got those already? Exo? I do, but we need blue circuits. Well, I guess it's a good thing we're going to be making them. So what can we do with blue circuits? We're going to need to take in, what's this in there? In the, here we are. So green, red, and sulfuric acid, and then we're going to need an output. So what I can do, you see, the way we can do with these is provide an input, and I'm not sure if I've got any recipes that have an input of liquid, but we can input from the side right here. And what I'm wondering is if maybe I do something along the lines of not one away, but two away, like that. And then if we do something like this, can they chain really nicely? Can we just tessellate down like that? I think we can. You know, so if I have another, if I have another pipe here, say, and we use the normal pipe to go this way, that would seem to work. In fact, I don't even need that extra gap, do I? I can just pull that back in by 1, because the output we can get from the other side. As long as we only need half a belt of red and green, that will do. Otherwise, I'm going to need to... In fact, no, I do need... Yeah, I do need one more space. I'm being silly. I need inserters. So I need to put the line just about here, heading this way, and then I can just grab some inserters for argument's sake, like this. Okay, so we can set that recipe in, and then recipe out, and then we can bring blue back this way. And I need to turn the autosave frequency down. It takes far too quickly. Can I do that now? Options. Other. Do I see it? No. Okay, I'll come back to it later. Is it in... Maybe it's in the game options. Anyway, I'll figure it out later. So we're going to do that. Obviously, I'm going to have to wait for the research to do, but in the meantime, we can... I wonder if our construction robots, do I have any yet? I've asked for some, but I'm not sure whether it'll supply robots to us because they're flying units themselves. If I grab a few, however... Yeah, they're fine. So, if I then use... you'll be able to construct yet. Let's just grab a new blueprint for a second. And put you down here. Just put this in my inventory for a moment. If I just grab these, cancel those for now. Grab all of you. Will you... Yeah, let's just temporarily put something in. Will you now construct? You will. I like it. That's pretty good. They'll do a lot faster later, and of course I'm going to need to put power in here, but that's pretty good to start off with, I think. Put that in our inventory. We can't select any recipes yet, of course, but we can do everything else. I'm going to need some steel, aren't I, for some more electric poles. Where's the steel? Electric poles. Now, do you need copper as well? Okay, copper. Okay, and power poles. This is where it's a bit problematic. See, they're not going to go all the way over to here and vice versa. So I am going to need to, unfortunately, leave a gap and then just upgrade these with something like that, I want to say. And then back into the main network via more steel. And we'll just go across these belts. There we go. So they've got power, they've got everything they need apart from just some... well, we need some red circuits. Let's put that one for the back. There we go. I'm going to need some green circuits probably coming in here. So let's just make some underground. There we go. And again, we're just going to use a half belt for each of these. We can obviously build something else later. That should work. And then we just need, again, some splitter here. Whoops. Are we outside of the logistics network? Well, so are they not happy going off to charge somewhere? Yeah, we are. Well, outside the construction network, I should say. If we get in range, will they go and recharge themselves? Or are they happy? They seem to be happy they're draining, but they're not doing too badly. And our armor, well, it's out of power. I think it's charging the batteries. Yeah, we're out of power. That's a shame. But they should charge if we put more robots around, I guess. And they're bringing more belt to me. Yep, thanks. You notice they've speeded up. Well, you may not have noticed, but they have actually speeded up a little bit. That is a continual thing that we will do, and eventually they will be really, really fast. So now I'm going to have to wait for that. So I'm not going to do that on camera, of course. So I will wait for that to come through, and then we'll come back once we get blue circuits. So now with that recipe in place, well, that's our next research. With that recipe in place, blue is set up correctly. Both red and green are being provided, although right now it's running out of red. It's running out of red because we're not getting a lot of plastic. We're not getting a lot of plastic because, well, we're starving the system of petrol, I think. And these aren't going to cut it anymore. So that research I just completed opens up advanced oil recipes. So we've been using the simple version until now. Let's just get stack inserters maybe, or, well, we can't do any of this more complicated stuff until we get those new science packs. Worker robot cargo size is also a good one. Okay, so now we can actually choose the other recipes. Now, as soon as I do this, it's probably going to kill the system. I can never remember which way around these two are. One of them is going to take water, the other one's going to take oil, if I remember correctly. So let's choose advanced oil processing. See, it takes half the amount of water as crude oil. This one, it produces in the same amount of time. The difference is you get less crude, you get less heavy, you get more light, and you get more petrol. Okay? I guess wrong. It's always wrong. It's sort of left if you're facing the machines up and right if you're facing them down. That's okay. So let's just rip up the oil for a second. And let me just redo this because it'll still work with... change the recipe back again. It'll still work with things the way it did as long as I change where this goes. So for here, let's just for the moment... I want to go from here to here, maybe? And then we can just go via that. Eliminate you, and this should be the system restored in a second or two. So we're just going to go between these, like this. Oops. Okay, and we're going to need more of these. This isn't enough by any stretch of the imagination, but let's just get these back up and running. Just while I route water in. Why aren't you up and running? You are? You're not? You are? Yeah, you're filling. Why? Ah, it's just taking a while to come through. That's okay. So we need water, which handily we're already getting from up here, so it's no big deal to get it. We can just pull this water through and then around. Down here. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. That's far better than I was expecting. Except we need to go over one or two more, so let's just go this way. And we're going to need to do the same arrangement that we did earlier. Something like this. Will do fine. For the water. And we're going to hook that up, but because these are inputs, they shouldn't fill with oil. At least until I hook the rest of this up. So let's just change this across now to the advanced. At which point they're all going to complain because I've just done that, but it's okay because I didn't hook up the water. Now I've hooked up the water. Okay, there they go. So we're not going to get as much of this stuff. We are going to get more light oil. We're going to get into cracking that oil back into petroleum in a little bit, which is where we lose all these buffers. And if you didn't know, if you see me walk through these, that's the squeak through mod. So handy. Because yes, these are small enough that I can step over them. So, yeah. Why isn't that in the native game? Makes it so much easier. And these robots, I really need some way to charge them, but they're just sort of they're limping around after me. It's so terrible. But at least they can carry more now, as soon as this research comes through. So I'm going to need to, between the episodes, I think I'm going to put more of these down, which will make more petroleum, which will make more plastic. Do we have access to cracking already? Is that in the advanced oil processing? We do. So what you can do is do heavy oil to light oil and light oil to petrol. You need water in both cases, but other than that, it's straightforward. And then you end up running completely on petrol. There we go. I'm so tempted to get a helicopter, but the base just isn't large enough to warrant it. So insert a capacity bonus. So yeah, we're going to get rid of all these via cracking. And I can never remember the ratios for cracking at all, but we can get started on it. I think we can just pull the light oil this way, and it'll empty these as we actually start consuming it. The heavy oil, I haven't really... Have I buffered anywhere? No, I don't think I've buffered. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we just can't process the heavy oil fast enough. It seems to be okay, although these are all full now. Nearly full. So we need to get rid of it. So I'm just going to set up some chemical plants and we'll be right back. Alright, I've set up a few of the chemical plants. Just to confuse the matter, when facing the same direction, the water's on the opposite side of oil refineries, because why would you want them on the same side? Yeah, I don't know either. But this is okay. Let's just power them up. And I'm going to be running short of power again fairly soon. And we can just add the pipes to the outputs, hopefully, while the robots bring me more stuff. I'm just going to need some straightforward pipe while they resupply me. And then we're going to need some way to add it to the pipeline, which is a shame it's right there, because that's where I would have insert... Oh no, we can do that. That's okay. Let's just remove you. And put in just straight pipe. Actually, that won't work because I need to get it from here as well. It will just be a little bit ugly. Let's just put another one there. Close off this pipe in case we need to extend this anymore, and then just drag that one a little bit further out. Then we can run pipe to ground and pipe. Alright, now the petroleum should be flowing and we should be pulling all the light oil out of the system. We're also going to need to set up another one of these. I'm not sure. Does the other recipe need... do I have any more chemical plants? I probably don't. I'm probably out. Let's make another one. It's not going to take very long to craft. I just don't know how many of the heavy oil we're going to need. So I don't know whether that requires... It requires water as well, so I guess... Maybe we can fit it in here with a bit of finagling. Where's my chemical plants? Chemical plants? Is it disappeared in my inventory somewhere? No? Ah, there it is. So, put it here. Set you to heavy oil to light oil. And then we're going to want to output light oil over into this pipeline, which should be relatively straightforward. In fact, it should be very straightforward. We can just attach water here. We can attach heavy oil here, which is coming out of our other systems, or will be. And then we can just run something from here to say here. It's not even worthwhile putting more pipe to ground. Why you petroleum? What? Why would you be petroleum? It makes no sense. Where's my chemical plant gone again? Oh, this is petroleum. Aha! Yeah, no, we don't want that. Okay. Why don't you connect? Oh, that's a chemical plant. Okay. We need one further down. That's just me being silly. And then just put pipe to ground. No other reason than to hook everything up, and then we can do everything we want to with pipe to ground. Pipe to ground, and then just regular pipe, and we should be done. Okay, so now in theory we have a system that takes heavy oil when I select it, outputs light oil, so we'll use up all the heavy oil, which means we can just get rid of this and probably get rid of this as well, in that I won't have any other means for flamethrower ammo, but I'm using piercing rounds at the moment anyway, so that should be okay. So we're feeding all our heavy oil into the system. It's not backing up, so that's a good sign. That's going into our light oil system. Are you backing up with light oil? It would be nice to know. Looks pretty steady state at the moment. And if it is, yeah, you see, I'm not going to need to buffer petroleum any longer. Crude oil is... Are we empty? Yeah, we may be producing... maybe that's the bottleneck. Are we producing... We've only got 3 oil. Yeah, we're going to need lots more pump jacks. Yeah, I see we're using it all. Okay, so between the episodes, I'm going to populate more pump jacks. We may well need then a train station to produce more oil. We're making plastic enough again, but we're going to need massively more than that. So yeah, I think I'm going to need another train station. And even worse, once you start using this, the amount of copper that we're going to be using now to make all these circuits, to make the red and blue circuits, means that our copper patch is down to 400k. That's not great. Our original iron ore patch is down to 140k. So we've got this one here, which is 2.2 million iron. Another good sized one here, but a biter base. And then a huge amount of copper up here, along with a couple of really nice... I mean, that one's a really good target. This is in my base, so I'd rather maybe do it via railway. That's a really good target because it's off our main line here, so we can build in some train signals. And the same thing up here with these two. I'm going to have to explore up here to see what biters around, but we'll cover that in the next episode. I think this has been good enough for one episode. We've got blue circuits in, we've got oil cracking on, we've taken out some biters with our tank, and sorted out some workflow issues, but not all of them. Are you now producing blue science at a good enough clip with this expansion to the engines? Well, the engines are backing up. Now, these are not. So they're being used. Electric mining drills, at least further down here, they're being used. So I may need to make more electric mining drills. That seems straightforward. I just need to continue this maybe underground and do a bit of wrapping. You know, something along the lines of this. Not rapping as in... not rapping as in singing, but something along these kind of lines. Maybe. If I go underground, will that let me do it? Yeah, I think it will. That seems just enough space to do this. Pop that down here. Like that. Copy and paste. And then over we go. Drop in both of you. And that should be that solved. Yeah. Like that. We may be out of cogs, of course, but can we actually... We can probably speed that up with a speed module, which I've probably not shown you. If you've not played the game before, you're probably not used to them. But if you take speed modules, you can just control-click them in. And it will happily speed up your production. It's more expensive than just popping another one of these down, so it's easier to scale like this. But if you just want to speed up production, you can just pop in speed modules like that, and away we go. So between the episodes, I'm going to do some more research, probably get some power source from my poor suit. However, next episode, we're going to need to do head towards the last science packs, I think. There's 2 more to go. One is yellow, one is purple. We haven't researched the purple one yet, which is down here somewhere. I forget where. But the yellow one, we have most of the things for. I'm going to need to make those speed modules automatically, which is fine when I find where the speed modules are. Let's just type into search, it's easier. Yeah, so lots more circuits, which means copper, which means I need to sort out those trains. Okay, hope you liked the episode. If you do like Factorio, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking of the series so far. Do you play Factorio yourself? Want to recommend any mods that I don't have? Give you an idea of mods. Are they on here? Oh no, they're on my save screen, so that's okay. I'll post them in the comments somewhere. So along those lines anyway. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next episode.